It's all but a dream. It's not as it seems. Yeah.
Where your brothers at?
What's going on, brother?
What's happening?
What's the word, gents?
How you? Bro, don't start this up on them. Don't even start. What's going on, y'all?
Man, what happened was I was sitting at the crib, had a real life premonition. You know what I'm saying?
What you know about that?
Right. You know, that's part of the topic today, ain't it?
Okay, I see. You tomorrow you're gonna be in attendance, right?
What's happening tomorrow?
I'll tell you about it afterwards, man. It's video shoot tomorrow, 7 o'clock. You need to be here by 6:30. 6:30 to be exact.
Okay.
What's up, Tune? Tapped in with us this Tuesday.
Man, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Man, we all right. Blessed, less stress, you know.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I know you had work today. How was work, bro?
Work was work, man.
There you go.
Just trying to work till I ain't got to work no more. That's why I'm working after work,
man. You know.
What's up with you, AD?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I took a day off from doing homework, so you know, today was a good day, man. Trying to enjoy this weather while it lasted. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I had got out for a little bit today too.
Yeah.
Before this little rain hit. It was the breeze. I don't know. It was something about that breeze that felt good. So I had got out, made sure I enjoyed that. You always want to invite that into your life, that nature. You know what I mean? Natural, with your natural, is something beautiful to invite in. You know what I mean?
You echoing, T.
No, bro, yeah. Bye. Gee.
Echoing when you talk, man.
Might be the frequency. Yeah.
Why you rushing me, man? If you ain't got it all set up yet, man. What the fuck?
First of all, listen, you know, come on like this.
Well, they got their minute right there. That wasn't part of the
deal. I know. Where the
echo coming in. It's because you coming.
Yep. But that's all right, though. There's a little echo.
It's all good.
Tune.
How your week been, Tune?
Tapped in with itself.
Man, so far, so good, man. Rolling. Got tomorrow off, you know.
Oh, man, listen. I know you off tomorrow. You know, I can tell because you still got that work shirt on.
Yeah.
that's how it be. Hey, when you ain't got work tomorrow, you ain't got no problem not taking it off right away.
Yep. You don't even make it home right away.
That's right. I got a question for you fellas, man. I know what's been how the news lately has been the whole thing with the election and everything. Me personally, and I know T, we talked about this last week as far as voting and stuff like that. But I sat back and I watched Saturday night when the speeches came through with Biden and Harris. And when she talked, it was like I felt a whole lot different than I did beforehand. I think reality sunk in. And I was even telling my wife, like, regardless of what side you on, or if you feel like they're going to do this or not going to do that, I look at people like my grandmother who's 91, my mother who's 65, single parent, and this is a woman of color who's up there in a position. And even talking to my grandmother 91, she's seen two things she thought she would never see: a black president and a African-American female vice president. You know what I mean? Just watching it and listen to her talk. Even when I see pictures and it says Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, like that means something to me that I didn't think it was gonna mean. You know what I mean? So what you guys take on just how everything unfolded?
Of course, it's always a beautiful thing to see something like that. And that just goes hand in hand with the way that, you know, we kind of go forth with thinking now, you know what I mean? Whenever we handle a lesson, we try to make a blessing out of it. So even if, like you said, we didn't care too much about how the election turned out, you know what I mean, to see what we're witnessing, something that we never thought we would witness before. I mean, that makes it feel just that much better.
Right. And I'm definitely agreeing with Grams on this one. I saw those two things in my lifetime, and you know, I'm definitely not as old as Grams, but I never thought I would have saw those things.
We wasn't taught that could happen to us.
Right. You know, that wasn't a dream that was possible in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? When we grew up. you know.
And I think too, man, not to cut you off, but like us all being fathers, that's just more that we could point to our children. Like you could be whatever you want.
Come on now. Come on now. You can
That's
do
the bottom line.
and that's just something that's not it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy thing that you would have been able to preach. You know what I mean? But to be able to show a Barack Obama, to be able to show a Kamala Harris, you know what I mean? To be able to show a Lena Taylor, you know what I'm saying? It gives a lot of hope. You know what I mean? To what it is that you can succeed to be if you actually put your mind to it.
I mean, nothing's off limits. When
Right,
when you can run the country, everything else is possible.
Right.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
KG voice.
Well, other than that, you brothers been staying safe. You brothers been staying safe through everything that's going on. You know, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, the numbers still rise. You get too distracted off of that. You guys still staying safe and keeping your families safe and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely staying safe, especially at work. We have to wear a face mask and a face shield, and there's dividers between the workers. So it's like, super
You can
precaution.
feel it, right? You can feel it, right?
Yeah.
Even when you think it just let up a little bit, some let you know it's still there. Type stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know if I'd be able to work in them kind of conditions. That's rough.
And that's the thing about it. We just had a meeting at work, and they called us some kind of, like, our job is super important. Like, we don't have to stop working. I'm not talking about the essential workers. They didn't call it that, but even if essential workers stop working, we still work because we pretty much make transmissions for vehicles.
Okay.
So we
How
got
you
to
feel
keep
about
that going.
that confirmation that you'll still be able to make money? Because that was one thing people worried about with the whole thing hitting.
That's a blessing. That's
Right.
a blessing. I'm not gonna have to worry about not working.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though I have to take a risk and go out here, because like T said, we're still in a pandemic. This isn't over. It's not letting up. Wisconsin's numbers are actually going up.
Right.
So we have to take precaution and be safe out here. We got kids and, I got 2 little ones. She'll be 3 on the 30th and I got a 5-year-old.
Right.
So you don't want to get them sick
And that's what I kind of aim for when stepping out with like TJ and getting out there. You know what I mean? It's just showing that just make it fun. You know what I'm saying? Like just keep the mask with you, man. Whatever. Just do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this hinder too much of nothing. I know it's uncomfortable, but you know what I mean? At this point, we just gonna have to start trying to make it comfortable. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's something we touched on last time Toon was on the show when he was talking about different things of how people overcame anxiety during the pandemic and stuff like that, or when the pandemic first hit. And I think we all kind of agreed that it's okay to make sacrifices, especially for the greater good, which is our family. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how Toon mentioned going to work, stuff like that. I mean, that's part of the deal because it's a sacrifice for your family, But as far as
for yourself.
Right. But as far as like, hey man, let's go to the bar or that's not a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Right.
You know what I mean? That just ain't even worth the risk, whether you believe in the coronavirus or not. And just funny because before I clicked in with you guys, they had a press conference on with Governor Evers, and he was just saying how, he wasn't putting nothing mandated, but he was just advising people like, cut back on the play dates and the sleepovers and this and that, because this stuff is spreading like hotcakes. And where we're going to lose another 5,000 before January 1st because our healthcare workers is, overwhelmed. You know what I mean? So just trying to take care of ourselves, man, and do what we got to do, to make sure that we all stay safe, ourselves and our families,
Right. So what's new? Y'all ain't been seeing nothing else in the news because with all this stuff going on, I'm sure it's enough to keep people distracted, from other things that might be going on in the world. So is it anything else might be surfacing out there?
Man, I just seen something today on Yahoo, man. I can't remember what it was. I remember in a second. Oh, let me pull it up. Ain't nothing like the snow bunny stuff. Don't worry about it.
Oh, here you go.
That's Thursday stuff.
Uh,
But while you look at that, it was something.
yeah.
It was something that had snapped into my mind that I wanted to bring up, and it was a TBT, and that's thoughts become things. Lately, I've been doing a lot of like reading into like manifestation and like strong faith and how you believe in the unseen and how your perception and your visualization starts to create your reality. You know what I mean? But having the emotional connection with it along with the physical connection with it along as the mental connection with, you know what I mean? Like I just been doing a lot of reading of that. What's y'all take on that? Like how do y'all feel about that? You know what I mean? Like where does your faith lie in your manifestation, or do you kind of believe and see things to be different? Anybody?
well, when it comes to that, I most definitely believe in what people call manifestation or faith, you know, and that is very true. Whatever you want, you can have. You know, the power is in the tongue,
Facts.
but you just can't speak it and sit there. You know, you gotta speak it and go after it.
Yeah, and you gotta feel it too. Like it's
Yeah, you also it's deep.
I was what I was reading and studying, and that's what they were kind of touching base on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, say you want to get that new car, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You gonna sit there and just want for it, or like get up, go test drive that car? Then once you test drive that car, now you create this feeling of understanding what it feels like to actually be inside this car. You know what I'm saying? And it was like then you able to capitalize off that feeling, which helps you to create, you know what I'm saying, and bring that into your life. You know what I mean? This is how you connect it all together. And then the parable that was used for it was when the guy spoke and said people are afraid to hold on to faith and go forward, you know what I'm saying? But just think about going on like a road trip, you know what I'm saying? And when you go on that road trip, you go at nighttime. You're not, you know what I mean? Your headlights are only able to shine about 200 feet in front of you. You know what I'm saying? But yet you keep going, knowing that you're going to get to a destination. You know what I mean? That's kind of how your faith and your manifestation and all that type of stuff works. You know what I'm saying? You allow that to guide you that next 200 feet, and then you continue to keep going from that 200 feet. You know what I mean?
Would you consider that determination?
Yeah, it's determination, it's motivation, it's emotions, it's feelings, it's all that balled into one that helps you create the action to put the works in to help push the faith. You know what I mean?
Well, I know what you mean 100%. And I was always taught, which is along the same lines, is that if you want something, you got to claim it. You know what I mean? And when you claim it, everything you just mentioned, it all goes hand in hand.
Right.
You know what I mean? No different than like you, and we're gonna use the card situation like you said. Okay, I want X, Y, and Z. All right. So guess what? I may not be able to get it right now, but I got that eye on the prize. So I know what I gotta do to get that. Nothing gonna stop me in the way of getting that. That's determination. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta have when you have that determination, you gotta have that tunnel vision as well. There's gonna be all type of things way to stop you.
Look,
that drive and that will, you have to have that.
Right.
You have to have that. You have to have a reason too.
Right.
You know, people, like I said, sometimes even that reason, most of the time, the reason should be for yourself.
right.
You know, it should be for yourself off top. But a lot of us, I'm guilty of that. It's not for me. It's for those around me. Because when those around me are good, I'm good.
No, when those around you are good, you think you're good. That's just the illusion feeling that's created within us. You know what I'm saying? But we're never really good because it's a temporary fix. You know what I mean? We're temporarily doing what it is that we want to do instead of permanently doing what it is that we want to do.
You know what? I hear you, but I'm gonna alter that a little bit. I'm the type of cat too that if guys around me are good, I'm good. My real guys, because here's the difference.
Yeah, my real, yeah.
Like, let's talk about this podcast we're doing right here. This was your idea, all right? It wasn't my idea, it wasn't Tune's idea. It was your idea. You put the legwork behind it. When you told me this what you was doing, hey man, I was supporting you 100%. So me showing that I'm happy that you good. When you offer me to come on, I'm glad to spread the wealth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Facts.
even better because I'm helping you be good in the same realm. I'm also better because this is just what I needed for myself.
Facts.
You see what I'm
Big
saying?
facts.
So it can go. I mean, I get where you coming from because there's some guys that really ain't trying to help you come up, but like this here, you inviting us onto the show on a regular basis. You're bringing us into a different form that we didn't have access to. You
You
know,
help asking us to help you
right,
when you're helping us.
right. And I'm good with that. It ain't like, oh man, this nigga, man, he
Right.
another. No, no, like, okay, cool. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So in
Be
that aspect, your real guys,
the
when they
thing
do it, be good.
the thing about it is to be great, you got to see great, you got to feel great, you got to want great. You know what I mean? So if I'm doing something and there's people around me that are motivated by it or inspired by it or have helped me see the light to kickstart my life in the direction that it's headed in, you know what I'm saying? I understand that now that I have an opening for you to allow this to come into your life, and then you can start to create that lifestyle that you're looking for. You know what I mean? That's why it's not about holding back. You know what I mean? It's about trying to see who wants to connect, who wants to work, because all it is a conversation that needs to be had. It's things that need to be done. You know what I mean? This is the same things that we can do sitting in the living room with each other, but from doing it from this aspect, it makes you take it a little bit more serious because you're going to actually gain something from it. Versus while you're talking, I'm actually sitting here scrolling through, you know what I mean, social media or whatever the case may be. Instead, we sitting here and we're actually tuning into what each other got to say. We're doing extensive research to bring to the table to have in these conversations. You know what I mean? So, in one way, in form, I never even looked at it as helping. You know what I'm saying? But it is a way of helping people because it's actually keeping their awareness and raising their awareness of what it is. You know what I mean? To push forward and how to better themselves.
And for ourselves, because I've told you multiple times on the podcast, man, like early on when I was going through the depression stuff, it was therapeutic. Now that I'm on the other side of that hill, it's great conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling my mother the other day, man, when we was talking Sunday night, like, this is one of the major reasons why I was able to overcome certain things, interacting with you brothers and be able to have these conversations and talk about it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's how the help was. So if you wasn't good and me saying, man, I'm glad my man's is good over here, who knows where I'll be mentally at this point, because this has been a big help for me on a weekly basis.
Appreciate that. That's what's happening.
Straight up.
That's what's happening. And to be able to finally get tuned, you know, more involved is also something I was aiming for a lot too, because you know, like that's like a ball, that's like a book in flesh form over there. You know what I'm saying? And you can spark a conversation, and there's so many different aspects and angles that we like to get everything from, because you know everybody learns from different people. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure I'm able to bring different people in. I know that's tapped into like the knowledge and stuff that we have. You know what I mean? Just due to the fact of maybe it might be an audience member that we might not be able to reach. You know what I'm saying? But they understand, you know what I mean, with him better, or their energy matches his better, or their vibe connects with his better. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you actually tapping in today too, bro, because you know what I mean, me and AD, you know, we always like to have people come be a part. You know what I'm saying? So for you to join us today, you know what I'm saying, it's an amazing
It's
thing.
always a condition.
It's not
Appreciate that, y'all. Um, like it just goes back to what I was saying earlier, and when AD piggybacked off me, man. I'm happy to be able to do this, man. The fact that I'm helping you, bro, is awesome. You know what I mean? It's helping me. It's helping me stay true to you.
Yep. And the thing
You
about it
know
is,
what I'm
man,
saying?
what's crazy is like doing this cast and then watching how this stuff is really working. It all goes hand in hand with your lyrics, man. What you try to, you know, perpetuate, man, and what you really put out there. I was a king before anything. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a mindset, and you know this. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So if you sit back and you preaching these things, on the cast, and I'm singling you out because you're the one with the bigger platform with the music. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all do music. Y'all got platforms, man. So when y'all talk on this cast, then you turn around and listen to the music. It's like it's a domino effect. You ain't a different cat over here. You preaching the same thing over here. You preaching positivity and this is what it is, and you know what I mean. So that it all intertwines.
Love.
For real, both of y'all, man.
That you know what's crazy? That's the second time I heard that this week. It was somebody else who had signed hit me on my inbox on Facebook and was pretty much saying the same thing. Like, dude, it's like no matter where I get, wherever I connect with you at, you know what I mean, you're spreading the same love and the same energy in all aspects. And he was just pretty much like thanking me for like sending that vibration and energy out into the universe because, you know what I mean, it's a lot of people out there that need it. And I'm just like, you don't look at it that way. You know what I'm saying?
No, you don't.
Because when you're doing it like from a passion standpoint, like this is just what I love to do. You know what I mean? This is a feeling that I love to have on myself. You know what I mean? It beats feeling down and in a slump and beat up and hurt and struggled and pain. You know what I mean? It beats all of that. You know what I mean? And that's something that you want to spread to everybody on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Because I believe that's something that can help create the change, the move, if not the world forward, but the community that you're living in, or the workplace that you're at, or the school that you're in, or the home, your family, your kids, your friends, everybody. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing about it is with guys like us, is like I tell my students all the time, and you brothers the same way. Look here, if you ever see me on the street, and I tell my students, if you ever see me on the street, I'm the same guy you see up inside this school. I ain't a different type of cat just because I'm here with y'all. I'm genuine. You're gonna see genuine authenticity no matter where you see me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna dress you the same. I'm gonna treat you the same. You know what I'm saying? The environment ain't got nothing to do with it, man, because we are who we are as individuals. And that don't change when you being real. When you're not being real, then it's a camouflage. It's a mirage. I don't want to masquerade as something that I'm not. Then you got to hold up this facade all your life, man. Like that's too much energy.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's so easy to just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to be somebody else.
Don't it feel right?
It feels
Perfect. You know, especially when you interacting with people, man, that bring the best up out of you.
or just accept you for being you.
I've always said, when you cool with somebody, you gotta give me something, man. You gotta give me something. Whether that's we gonna laugh, like man, I know I'm gonna go with T-Crib. We gonna laugh and joke. Oh, tune here. Oh man, here we go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give me something, and I gotta give you something in return.
Right.
You know, it ain't about finances, what kind of car you got and what you wearing. It's get me comfort, or I could talk to you, or whatever the case may be. Like you gotta be able to give something in return. Or any relationship can't be a one-way street. And that's where the realness come in. You know what you want as individuals. So when it's all said and done, you know, we demand the same type of realness in return.
Yeah, it's true. Like you said, you know, it's all we can hang around is real. Real people only can hang around real. You know what I mean? And it's crazy you broke it down like that, because that means you thought about it in those depths. But I haven't even thought about it till that's why T is my best friend. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or that's why when you come over, it's the same vibes, because you giving me something that I needed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm giving you something right back.
Hell yeah.
It's a game for a game.
And then when you look at the middleman, which is T, that's how me and you met and connected, became cool. Like you trust the source. So then your guard is down from the get-go. Like, oh man, if he bought, I know it's good. I ain't even got to sit back and look sideways and question and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
No guards or anything up. Just off the fact, oh, this my guy, AD. Oh, this your guy, AD. Oh, what's up, AD?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you keep it moving like you know each other for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to stay being like a validated person like that. Some people blow their validation, you know what I mean, by letting like their pride and stuff get in the way.
Too much of that stuff is going on, man.
Huh?
Too much of that stuff is going on, man.
Right. And I'm learning now, you know, what we used to want, the popularity and so many friends and I want everybody to know me. You know what I mean? But we used to want so much. It's like, no, I don't want that now. Like I'm satisfied with the little circle that I do got. You know what I'm saying? Because there's less people that you got to try to like balance out and please in your life. And no, these people that surround me, they accept me for who I am. They don't mind supporting me and the stuff that I do and what it is that I'm looking forward to doing. Why should I want to change that based on what somebody else got? You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Sometimes people aim for what other people's have just for their greater gain instead of sticking to the script and just trusting the process.
Yeah.
And see,
I'm a firm
my
believer in
circle
trusting the
has
process.
changed to where I don't have to insert you into my time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm naturally living my life and you're part of that time I have, that's my circle, if that makes sense. Y'all know what I
Makes a
mean?
lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, my circle doesn't involve any more people to where I have to, okay, I gotta wake up for work at 4:30 in the morning. If I know kicking it with you gonna have me out till 1 in the morning, no man, I can't do that.
And I know you gotta be at work and get up at 4:30 in the morning.
But you know this, right?
Right,
Right.
right.
You know this.
I ain't even
But
gonna
where
call
the
you.
fact with all of us, we know, all right, we all trying to get home at least, excuse me, at the latest 10 o'clock, at the latest.
Right.
And that's late.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just if you fit in my natural, me building myself time, those are the people I need around me.
Right.
Because if you fell off during this time of me becoming the better version, then that's good, man.
I mean, you were not meant to be there, and I know I'm a victim of that now. You know what I mean? As I'm getting better, it's just people are just straying away and staying away, and it's like, do you
Yeah.
force those people to stay, or do you just keep pushing forward? No, you just keep pushing forward because they obviously mean you no good. Because when you're doing something good, somebody doesn't want to be a part of something good that you're doing, then that lets you know that they haven't tapped into the good part of their self yet.
Well, the
And like
key is
I don't know what if it was something that we were just watching, but we were just watching something that was talking about that, like everything in life is done out of the pursuit of happiness, and even the bad that people do, you have to understand that they do the bad out of the pursuit of their happiness.
Yeah,
So
he
that's why,
said every human action is done out of the pursuit of happiness. Every willful action is done out of the pursuit of happiness. Even wicked things. When people say we're gonna go to war and take this country, them taking that country made them happy.
even though
It was
that's that's why I always say good and bad. There is no good and bad. It's based off perception. Shout out to Indigo B. He's the one who got me to look into that a little bit, because when he first said it, it didn't really make sense to me. But then now you know what I mean? Now as you think about it, it does make sense. There is no such thing as good or bad.
oh, I've heard
Because
that
when
before.
when
It makes a lot of sense.
because when somebody is doing something bad in their mind, they might think it's bad, but it's not for a bad purpose though. So it doesn't make the situation bad to them. It just makes
perfect
it bad to
example.
the victim.
Robin Hood. Perfect example. He was sold to us as this great hero, but he was a thief.
Yep.
But what did he do though? He stole from the rich,
To give to
gave to the poor. So
Right.
in his mind, I'm not wrong for stealing. Because look who I'm stealing from
and
and
look
look
who
who
I'm
I'm
stealing
helping.
for.
Right, stealing for. But thievery is bad in any aspect of life, any religion, any belief. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's
So
different
that goes into,
justifications
like
for
you
it. That's all.
said, that, right, that's that perception. The way he's looking at it, I'm helping my people stealing.
Right.
They're looking at it.
He's
Dude,
taking my stuff.
right. Exactly. Exactly. And
And
that's
for
why.
me,
Go ahead, Eddie.
I was saying for me, you know, I've turned probably in the last couple of years, I've turned into more of a glass half full versus a glass half empty kind of guy. Because
Uh-huh.
things I looked at that was bad, now I look at it as okay, a hurdle. Let me get past this and do something else. Not like, damn, man, Here we go again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, that didn't work. Let me try
What
something.
did I learn from this?
Right. So I'm always looking at the bright side of things, the big picture, and not just narrow-minded. You know what I'm saying? To kind of go what you're saying, T.
And that's why it's important for you to surround yourself around those that have similar, if not the same purpose or outlook of life that you have. Because this is what'll help you keep the chaos out of your life. Because then you are, for one, I could say something that neither one of y'all agree with. Does it cause an argument? It doesn't. It sparks a conversation. Let me hear your point of view. Let me hear your point of view. You know what I mean? But when you're not surrounded around the right people, everything that you do, they want to veer you away from it because to them it's just not the way that you should be doing things. They don't even want to understand why you're doing it. It's either they want to try to veer you off of it, but then once they see that they can't veer you off of it, then they'll just veer themselves away from it.
But the thing about it is, when you talking to somebody that you respect, it's not about disagreeing. Like there've been many times you've had conversations, relationships, or whatever. I don't have to agree with your approach, but what I always try to do, I always say, man, I get that, but how about this? I never not once said, man, you wrong, you wrong, you wrong. Because when you know who you're talking to, with somebody that you trust and care about, you know where it's coming from within them. So you can't take it like it's all heinous and negativity.
That's true, because no matter how much me and T have discussions or what you want to call them, disagreements,
Right.
I never sit there and say, bro, you wrong. No, I'm like you said, bro, listen to what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
hear me out, bro. You
Right.
know, try to break it down, because we both have our views, and he don't sit there and tell me I'm wrong. You
Right.
know, he sit there and say, bro, listen to what I'm telling you. You know, it's because, like you said, it's that care. You know, you it's like you walk on hot coals naturally with the people you love.
Right. And
And y'all ain't no dummies. So when it's all said and done, if we having a conversation and I may not see your point of view, I don't look at y'all as no dummies to be like, man, these niggas don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that you got some logic behind your point of view, your way of thinking, you know? So I take it at that, but I'm gonna add a little something to it to help give you an idea how I feel. Now, when you're talking to dummies, you're like, man, you wrong, man. Where the hell did he get this from? Like,
Yeah, some stuff is illogical. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
well, all right, bros. I appreciate that conversation on this.
Hold on, man. I got one thing.
I know you do. I know you do. I was just about to go ahead and give you the. So you can go ahead and give them the
crazy as
you know
Thursday, but it hit me as I was going through the thing, man. I'm you know, I know you two guys is game heads. This is the week of the Xbox and the PlayStation releases, man. You know, how do you guys feel about? Here's the question: do y'all believe it's okay to buy it when it first come out, or should you wait?
I say wait, because all we had was YouTube to show us everything about it. But now that they're coming out, we can get real reviews. And you get those real reviews, then you make your decision, even though I'm an Xbox fan. But it's still like, gotta wait, because those things cost some money.
And I'm a PlayStation guy, but I got both.
You got one and got both?
No, I ain't got no, not the new shit. Hell no. You see how much that cost?
I was gonna say, well, I'll always say wait, you know what I'm saying? Because that first round that come out, that's like you bro said, it's like the test. I think them the tester ones, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's see what bugs we get, what we need to fix, you know what I'm saying? How long this gonna be. Like, some people get those games and be like, I ain't get to play it for the first 3 days because they had to do an update and the installation, and then this was glitching and this was, so I always say, you know, you wait till that second, third wave come out and then you dive in.
Well, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice, and I'm gonna tell anybody that's listening too. When I used to work at GameStop, one thing that we always told customers was that when the first batches come out, those are always kind of like the test batches. And as a witness to that myself, because I was hard-headed. So when the PS1 came out and the first Xbox came out, I bought both of those. Guess why? I had to buy another one a year or two later because they wound up breaking on me. Same thing with the PS2. The PS3, I waited, never had to buy another one.
Well, they
had to wait.
malfunction, don't you?
Well, man, look,
because if the breaking means Never mind. Go ahead.
Nah, hey,
Lord
man,
in
let me tell you
Christ.
something. When I got that Xbox 360 and I got them 3 rings of death, come on now.
Yo, it's broken. Oh, it's
Come on
broken.
now.
I caught the rings of death. Lord in Christ.
You know
Make
what
you
I'm
want to
saying?
cry.
Dude,
Man,
yeah.
that was something I always learned is you wait until the next round come out, because those are the ones that been seasoned a little bit. Then on top of the fact, when you buy the systems right now, ain't no games anywhere worth jumping on. So why not wait?
True story. Well, all right, man. We want to thank y'all for tapping in with us on Tuesday. I don't know. We're gonna get used to this. I'm talking about one day, man. We're gonna put about 7, 8 screens up on this thing. And we really gonna be tapped in. But I appreciate you brothers tapping in today, man. I gotta get to this dinner.
So you're going to need a moderator or something like that with 8 screens. You're going to need like a moderator.
No, I don't need no moderator.
Yeah. Or you can be the moderator.
No,
we had
we can
TJ
do a
moderation.
restorative justice circle on the Zoom
Tell TJ to come moderate, man.
where you respect your talking piece and everything. And I got the power to boot.
See, man,
Let's do it.
you too technical.
Yeah, we're gonna make it happen though. You brothers get some food in your stomachs, find a good movie to watch and relax.
Yeah, porn, whatever you want to watch.
Man, all right, I'll catch y'all later on. I'll catch y'all later on in the week.
Fellas, all right. Yep,
All right now.